What time is it?
MailleTime. All right, well, welcome to MailleTime. I'm Andre Myron of West Coast Chainmail, and today we're going to be talking about Half Persian 4-in-1. Half Persian 4-in-1 is a very useful decorative weave. It's great for bracelets, it's great for necklaces, it's great for anklets, it's great for straps on purses, it's great for straps on garments because it has a rectangular cross section which allows it to lay nice and flat on the skin. And additionally, it's nice because you don't have to worry about whether you're weaving it left or right-handed. Because it has a rectangular cross section, it is actually completely flippable. So there's only one way to weave this. There's not a left hand and right hand variation. So let's jump right in, and we will use the MailleCard. If you don't have a MailleCard, grab a business card and punch some holes into it, and you can weave your rings right into it. But if you want the MailleCard for the convenience it gives, feel free to order one from chainmaildude.com. So I'm going to snap some rings into my MailleCard just like this. And I'm doing it this way so that I can see the interaction between the rings. And so you can see here that I can clearly see where the eyes are between the rings. So here's the eye between the first and second ring, the eye between the second and third ring, and the eye between the third and fourth ring here. And that's instrumental when we're making Half Persian 4-in-1 because the pattern that each ring should follow is it should go through an eye, around an eye, and then through another eye. And if we do that, and we do that over and over again, we will wind up with our Half Persian 4-in-1. So I'm going to close this ring and I'm going to show it to you again because it's important to have that concept down. So here you can see again that the ring goes through this eye, around this eye, and then through this eye. Now since I've only got 4 closed rings in my particular card here, I'm going to go ahead and add another one in here just so that we can see how that interaction plays out. Now there's not room enough to snap it all the way in, but again I'm going to go through this eye, around that eye, and then through this eye. So you can see, again, gone through this eye, around this eye, and then through that eye. And I'm going to close that ring. Now I want to put a couple more rings in here to stabilize this before I snap it off of my MailleCard. So again, on the other side of that center ring, I'm going to go through this eye. Sometimes it's a little tricky to get in underneath the ring, but we can do it. I have faith. So we go through this eye, around this eye, and then we don't have another ring to make the eye here, but we can imagine that one was there, and we're going to go through that eye that's imaginary, just through that ring though. And then we're going to close this ring. There we go. Okay. And so now we have the starting of our Half Persian 4-in-1. Just to stabilize the other side of it, I'm just going to take this ring and put it through the one eye and then around the imaginary eye of this ring here. Because that'll, number one, stabilize it, and make it, number two, it's easy to see when I take it off the card where I'm going to continue weaving. So there we have the starting of our Half Persian 4-in-1. So I'm going to take it off the card now. So we'll just snap that right off. Set the card aside. Take this and put it down, and we can kind of see how things are starting to shape up. Now we're going to continue weaving by starting on the side that has the idle blue ring that goes through just one right here. Okay, and we're going to take our beautiful green rings here. I'm going to flip this like so. so that the green rings are stepping away from me and the green rings are stepping away from me and the blue rings are stepping toward me. And so to continue, I'm going to take my green ring and put it through the blue ring here, around that eye, and then through this eye. So you can see that what I'm doing here is I'm going around this eye and through this eye. But then, to go through the last eye, I'm simply going to add another ring to make an eye here, and then I'm going to close that ring. There we go. And now I can continue that pattern indefinitely. Again, going around the eye, through the eye, creating an eye, closing the ring. Again, around the eye here, through this eye here, creating an eye, and then closing the ring. There we go. And we can just continue that on until we're done, and when we're done we can close it off by simply continuing the pattern but without adding a closed ring. So going through those there. And then I've got a piece of Half Persian 4-in-1. So a couple other things about the Half Persian 4-in-1 and using the MailleCard. A lot of times you'll want to use some smaller rings. In this case I used an 16 gauge 3/8 inch ring. It looks a lot nicer though in a 5/16 inch ring, I think, and I think it has a more slinky feel to it. It's not quite as flexible, but I think it has a real appeal to it in this size. And it can be difficult to snap it in with two rings overlapping in the card. So if you want to start the other sizes, what you can do is you can actually just simply snap one ring in on each of these, like so. And then you can see how it kind of naturally will follow a lay here, and you can still see the eyes between them. And as long as you've still got one of the sides of the ring snapped into the card, it'll continue to work just fine. You'll find that it's easy to start once you've done it a few times. So I hope that this has been a helpful video for you. Again, this is Andre Myron from West Coast Chainmail, and we wish you happy mailing.